Alrighty, so the video for today is going to be a story, or actually a combination of stories that all fit together to kind of paint a picture. And the picture that's being painted is one that should really surprise nobody with a brain. This is going to be one of those situations that everybody kind of saw coming. And I just want to kind of point it out because I don't think the connection is being made and that the public necessarily has put all this together yet. So I wanted to put it all in one place just to make sure we're absolutely clear on what's going on here. The first story that I want to talk about is from May the 4th, Star Wars Day. It says 3 were killed in 12 hours, including the 3rd homicide in a city park this year. So the theme of the video today is going to be violence in city parks and what the city is doing to address this violence. Well, then the next story I have, it says that this is the mayor, this fat guy here in the picture here. He talks sometimes. This guy behind him, I don't know who he is, but he's sweaty. I'm not going to play the video. But the headline that I saw, it made me say, it says, increased security, police patrols among plans to combat crime this summer. Now, what this is a story of is the video, it's him yammering on about a bunch of bullshit about how he has a plan to combat violence. Instead of listening to him talk about it, we can just kind of go into the story. And there's some stuff in the story about some juveniles and some people that have been shot in city parks. And then it goes on to what they're going to do about it. And his plan is that he's going to put up some solar powered lights in city parks. I forget how much it said the city is going to spend. It was, I don't know, $500,000. Let's see. Oh, and then there's also $16 million going to things like juvenile camps and stuff like that. But this particular one and this story is talking about how they're putting lights and cameras in city parks so that they can dissuade people from committing acts of violence there. And then it also says that they want to increase police patrols in city parks. Now, when I saw that, my first thought is, how on earth are you going to increase patrols in city parks? Because I'm pretty sure that the department is very low on staffing. And that brings me to this story here. And it says, Columbus Police Chief cites buyout as reason to boost summer overtime pay for park patrols. So the way they're going to increase police presence in these parks is by paying overtime. Now, one of the problems is that the city and the department are having a hard time getting officers to volunteer for overtime. So what they did is they actually authorized second day off overtime for officers to come in and work the parks. This means that they're going to be paying police officers double time. Senior officers with the Columbus Division of Police are currently making $49.29 an hour. Let's pull up the calculator here. $49.28 times 2, that's $98.56 per hour that the city is now willing to pay police officers to come in and work in the parks. Now, the headline of this particular story was that the chief cites a buyout for the reason to boost summer overtime pay. So if you go into the article here, it says last summer, Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther announced that the city would pay $20 million to entice 100 long-term police officers that he said were resistant to change and reform into retirement. On Monday, the city's police chief informed the Columbus City Council that because of those departures, each coming with a $200,000 buyout check, the department would need to pay the city's remaining officers double time to ensure that they can draw enough volunteers to patrol city parks on an overtime thing this summer. Now, here's the part where I want to go back to last summer when this plan was announced, and I want to see what the mayor had to say about this plan last year. That's this paragraph right here. It says, the mayor, some officers leaving are resistant to change and reform. Mayor Andrew Ginther, and this was in, I think July 26th. Mayor Andrew Ginther said July 26 that having as many as 100 additional officers leaving the department was not a significant concern. Particularly, as he said, those officers may be concerned about the department's direction under Chief Elaine Bryant. There are some that are clearly resistant to change and reform, and that's fine. That's a chance for them to be the police somewhere else. So now we have a problem. Well, and I also thought it was funny that he was throwing shade at the chief. He was saying, hey, look, I hired this new chief and these new officers don't like the new chief, so they're leaving. I'm pretty sure it's not the chief of police that's encouraging these officers to leave. I'm pretty sure it was a buyout plan that the mayor authorized and spent $20 million to fund to get officers to leave the department early. And he also said that it's not really a significant concern, but here we are a year later, and it says Columbus police chief cites buyout as reason to boost summer overtime pay for extra patrols. So what we're having is a year after this buyout was offered, there's been a rise in crime in city parks. The mayor is demanding that more police respond to these city parks, even though he put forth a plan to make sure that there would be fewer police to respond to these city parks. So the mayor spent $20 million in order to start a cascade of events that's going to cost the city a lot more money, because they're going to be paying police officers $100 an hour to go sit in city parks to try to stop crime that might not have been on the rise had we had enough officers in the city in the first place. Hopefully you guys understand everything I just said there. As for me, those are going to be my thoughts for today. I'll talk to you later.